Because if we want the leadership, if we want, well, not even the leadership, if we want the respect that so many of us are demanding in our households and in our community, you have to be a leader to demand that kind of respect. And leadership doesn't mean that you at the front in the pulpit telling everybody what to do. But leadership is being able to take that direction and apply it and bring others along with you, right? And so there's so many different facets to it. There's so many different roles that we can each play, but we have to get in the game. And brothers don't even want to get in the game because they're afraid,
You
because
gotta
they haven't
show
seen the
up.
examples. Exactly. They haven't seen the examples like you mentioned earlier, right? They ain't see Jordan. They ain't see him shooting in the gym. So they like, I don't even know what's going on. And
Mhm.
that's why I feel like people like us who are having these conversations and hosting our spaces, it's important for us to just continue doing that work so we can know, like, no, you have these resources.
Mhm.
So
How do you how what do you feel is one quality or one trait that you have that attracts men to you? Because to me, when a man have respect for another man, to me, that's the ultimate. Like, what is it one trait that you have that really you think that men can really gravitate towards you?
I think the authenticity has pretty much always been the piece that, because I speak very plainly from the standpoint, like I'm quick to be like, and this is how I messed up. And most people aren't willing to do that and to talk about that. And so when I lead with that, because I want people to know, like, yo, I'm just like you. I'm not perfect. I was just in the room this morning talking about how when my wife and I got together, I used to project all my stuff onto her and I wanted her to fix it. Right.
Mhm.
So I'm happily married, but it ain't always been peaches. I was doing some toxic stuff too. And I think once I start really talking and admitting those things from gay, and then I show genuine interest in others and what they're doing and what's going on with them. I mean, I've heard it from so many men over the years. Like nobody's ever asked me that. Nobody's ever cared enough. And I always care enough because I want to know. If I don't want to know, I won't ask. You know what I mean? So if I'm asking, it's not like coffee table talk. Like I genuinely want to know what's going on with you. How are things? And so a lot of brothers really appreciate that and they can tell that I'm genuine with it. And that's honestly how I've always been like that my whole life because nobody did that to me when I was young. Nobody asked me how I was doing. What's going on with you? How are you feeling? How are you feeling about this point in your life? Nobody.
Damn.
So it's important to me to ask other people that so they don't feel like nobody cares. Like, no, people care,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So what's on? What's up? And then that typically opens the door definitely for the next level of respect, and even with how we met,
Hmm.
being in the room, listening to you talk, I'm like, I got to connect with this brother because
Yeah.
he's on this stuff,
Yeah.
and being genuine with it. And then real recognize real, I think, as well, too. I think that has a big part in it.
For sure. For
Oh, did you ask? Oh, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I was like, you asked me a question. I just
Oh, yeah,
started
no.
talking. But I did answer it in the beginning. So y'all
Yeah.
can rewind and see that.
No, you good, man. I appreciate that because I think vulnerability is key because
Yeah.
we live in a social media age where everybody has it together, everybody's perfect,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's flawless,
Mm-hmm.
and your transparency and things of that nature, it does kind of brings humanity to men,
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
and I think we need that because
Mm-hmm.
we dealing with a lot of things, man, and if we don't have that safe space, it comes out bad in other ways.
Yep. That's a fact.
Yeah, because if we're not hurting ourselves, we're hurting somebody else.
Exactly. And I think that's the piece that I didn't learn until I started hurting somebody else emotionally.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then you realize how powerful your emotions are as men. Like if I'm in a bad mood, the house is in a bad mood. And I didn't realize I had that power until my wife was like, what's going on? Like if something's going on, you gotta I'm like, no, I'm just, whatever. And she's like, nah, it's affecting all of us. So like what's up? I was like, dang, my energy really, I really am the king of the castle, if you will. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Oh,
so
I
crazy.
love that. Oh, I just met,
It's
I
so
mean,
true.
and I just, and it took me years to realize that myself because I think a lot of
Hmm.
times we grew up in that happy wife, happy life kind of thing, and we do everything to
Yeah.
just try to make her happy.
It's all about her happiness. Has nothing to do with you.
It had nothing to do with
The
you,
lie.
right? But we have
Mhm.
to, but we do set that tone because whatever energy
Yep.
we putting in the house is what she's gonna multiply.
Exactly. Ooh, Sean. I might have to
That's,
take that one, brother. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I'm gonna say it to
hey,
your face now.
Hey, you can use
Okay.
that.
I
For
need
real,
to.
man.
That was so good. That's the energy she's gonna multiply.
Because like
Yes.
the old heads always say, man, a woman, she gonna multiply whatever you give her. You give her a seed,
Yep.
she give you a baby. You
Yep.
give her, some money to get, she gonna
Hmm.
get a house. She gonna multiply your
Yep.
money. So whatever energy, and we have that power, but I don't think men realize that.
Yeah. We don't. We have no idea.
Damn.
We only recognize our power in physicality and strength,
Mm.
and fighting and yeah, in more like arduous kind of situations or conflict versus just the everyday,
Yeah.
the power in our voice.
Man. Now, what if we would fight for our marriages, our relationships like we do on the street? What if we put that energy behind our family?
What if we put the energy that we put to making sure we watching Thursday night football, Sunday night football, fantasy? What if we put that meticulous energy that we put into fantasy football into our relationships?
Come on, man. Because folks
Nobody ever
know they
wants to hear that
stats.
part though. Come on now. Nobody ever wants to hear that part though. Everyone's just like, oh man, no, I'm serious. But that
Man,
same
listen.
energy.
See, I knew this was gonna be good.
I know.
I knew this was gonna
I
be
was like, let
good.
me get off my soapbox.
Hey, that's why I had to have you on, man. Let's talk about self-control because I heard about this. Well, I've always been a big fan of self-control, because I
Yeah.
think that's one thing that we have control over as individuals.
Yeah.
People, he made me do this, she made me do that. No, you got to have some kind of self-control, right? And the sad thing about this, Matt, is we teach our boys to knock them all down growing up. And then one day they get married, they don't turn off. Like people just think like, oh, okay, so I'm just supposed to be with one woman now, but I've been knocking them down for years. Can you talk about the importance of self-control and what does that even look like? How can you put that into practicality every day?